What makes a great elementary school teacher? No matter the grade, elementary or secondary, middle school or high school, but especially elementary, I think a great elementary teacher is someone who's really good at building relationships, someone who is really good at understanding children, but just understanding people in general and building those relationships and trying to create a safe, welcoming place where anyone, but especially children, feel welcome and feel that it's safe to learn. How can teachers encourage a love of science? It's not too hard to do because I think that kids, especially elementary students, are naturally curious and they're naturally excited, especially about science and just about anything that's going on in the world around them. But I think that teachers can encourage that and encourage that love of science by focusing on and teaching about the things that kids are curious about, the things that they have questions about, what they want to know more about. The students see that the teachers are interested in what they're interested in and that they can be problem solvers, then I think that that love of science just emerges from kids. What is the coolest science fact you know? It's really hard to choose because I feel like I know a lot of really cool science facts, but one of the coolest ones that I think I know is that a day on Venus is actually longer than a year on Venus because Venus spins on its axis really slowly, but it orbits the sun faster than it spins. So one day is longer than 1 year if you are on Venus. What is the coolest science experiment to conduct with children? One of the things I've done recently with kids is this experiment where you take a glass bottle that's been in some ice water and a coin that's also been in the ice water. You put the coin on top of the bottle and create a wet seal, and then you rub your hands together super, super fast to make them really warm, and you hold the bottle, and if you hold the bottle long enough, the coin on the top of the bottle starts to move up and down and to jump up and down. Technically, it has everything to do with heat energy and conduction and convection, but it is super fun to do with and pretty cool to do with kids because they have to figure out what's making that coin move. How is it moving when I can't even see it? What is the magic of science behind this? Why is social emotional learning important in elementary education? When we focus on social emotional learning, or when we include social emotional learning, we're really encouraging students to see things from different perspectives, to practice empathy, but it's also about collaboration. It's about talking, it's about teamwork and cooperation, which are important for everybody, but they're especially important in elementary education. It's about how to be a good and respectful friend and classmate, and how to work and solve problems together. What advice do you have for elementary school teachers? The days are never the same. There's also always something new and exciting that happens. But really, my advice is really to embrace the things that happen every day, to stay present in the moment, to embrace the wonderful and sometimes funny things that your students say, to really live into the relationships with students and with colleagues, and to always look for those moments of curiosity and joy and wonder that happen both with you as a teacher and with you and your students in the classroom. How does the University of Wyoming support teachers? I would say that the University of Wyoming supports teachers in a multitude of ways, and it really starts with our teacher education programs. We provide a variety of classes that teach and help our pre-service teachers grow in everything from how to teach phonics and how to teach math, all the way up to how to build relationships and communities in your classroom, how to work with parents. I think another way that we support teachers is that we support teachers in the relationships and the connections that we make with students as they're going through teacher education programs, because those connections and relationships also continue after graduation. So I also see that the university supports teachers through professional development and professional learning. When beginning teachers or even veteran teachers have questions or need advice, when they want to try something new in their classroom, I feel like there's always a connection back to the university, especially back to the College of Education, and ways that we continue that support, not just in the college classroom, but even beyond. What's the most rewarding part of teaching young children? The most rewarding part of teaching young children is sometimes just the interesting and crazy or amazing things that kids say. The way that students and young children and kids look at the world, the way that they view the world, the way that they experience things, to hear them tell their stories of what they're learning or the connections that they're making, and those things that young children say, I think being able to hear those stories and to hear those students and to be a part of that experience is probably one of the most rewarding parts of working with young children and working in an elementary school. How do we teach children to be problem solvers? I think that children are natural problem solvers. I think that there are things that they see in their world or in their community, and they want to know more about it, and they want to find a way they want to be involved, they want to find a way to solve a problem. I think as teachers, one of the ways that we can support students or children in becoming problem solvers is to help them see what that experience is like. Help them to see that there's not always one solution or one answer to a question or to a problem. And also sometimes help children see that the first answer or the first solution they come to is not always the best. There's always a potential to build on that and to make things better even after that first part. So not just stopping with their first answer or their first solution, but to keep going and to keep solving problems and to always strive for more, or to look for new questions that can be answered. How is the field of teaching evolving? We've come so far from students sitting silently learning facts in rows and rows of desks to classrooms are a place of community. They're a place of collaboration and working together. They are a place where teachers don't lecture to children, they don't lecture to students or tell students the facts that they need to memorize. We've come to this place of really guiding students through the learning process and focusing on student agency and students, what they want to know, and helping to guide students to learn about those things. Teaching and classrooms have become a place of community and a place of learning together and not just learning what the teacher is telling you and saying.